Well. I think we'll go ahead and start the show, get everybody kind of, up to date in what's going on. Hey, everybody, Johnny O from the Plot Hole. I'm sure you all know, but here I am. Here you are. Let's have some fun. PhD Tony's in the back getting ready. So is the replacement for Otangelo. This is Perseus. He just agreed to the debate about 2 hours ago. So he's currently getting all this stuff together. So I'm giving him a little bit of time because, last minute replacement for Otangelo. Otangelo says he needs some time to properly prepare for the debate. So hopefully we can reschedule that at a later time. Hello, Sabercat TV. How are you? How is everybody doing? Finding Bigfoot. You found him right here. Hi. Let's see. Who do we have here? Dr. Lord Stinky Butt the Butler, Rob Parks, Skydiver Tanner, Lindu at Speed. Who else we have? Daniel Cooper. Lord Illuminous Pooh. We have Milo's Mommy, Bitwise79. Lots of folks. Lots of awesome people. Shane Somer, good to see you. Charlie Welch, good to see you. Good to see all of you. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's having a good time, doing very well. I have a couple of super chats here. One of them I'm going to go and bring in PhD Tony because this one, we're asking him directly, I'm sure. But Raven Zero for $2 says the plot hole, the places where holes have plots. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then we have Lord Illuminous Pooh for another $2 says, ask Demon about his PhD. So PhD Tony, you're not the only beardsman with a PhD anymore.
Apparently not. I'm not sure where he got his from, but it may have to do with fire hazards. But, you can tell.
Yes, magnesium and water do not mix.
No.
Commander Darklight for $7.99 Aussie says, lurking with 2 eyeballs. I see you over there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. This is a very good question. We'll say, I think I scheduled this one about a week and a half ago. So,
Yes. I feel somewhat affronted that Otangelo chose to so comprehensively waste everyone's time in this fashion. He had ample warning that this debate was occurring, and he had ample warning about what it would be about, and he elected not to inform anybody that he was unprepared for it until the morning of. It wouldn't be acceptable in primary school. I fail to see why it's acceptable here.
It is. But anyway, it definitely is not acceptable. I think that's a little rude. But what can we do? What can we do? All right. So Tony, what's your strategy going into this?
My strategy is to present the evidence as I understand it, and to ask my opponent for what evidence they have in favor of their position. It seems simple enough. I don't mind sharing it with everybody ahead of time.
Well, then, yeah, I think it's going to be a good learning environment, I think. At least I hope.
I'm hoping so too.
Let's see here. Good job. Good job was a magnesium and ice, says John Eagle. That's true. That'd have been a little more.
That is true.
Just a little bit more dangerous. Now, I don't know what you guys put in your sparklers in Australia, but the sparklers here in the States must be like just wimpy ones because, I mean, I've got, like a 6-year-old that'll run around during 4th of July with sparklers and, she's not screaming and crying about getting hurt.
No, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. It seemed like it melted, but as they heat, they sort of have a tendency to wilt towards your hand, which can be very disconcerting, I guess. And that seemed to happen really, really quickly. So I'm not sure why that is.
He did seem to light it and immediately start wincing in pain. At the plot hole, PhD Tony, how old was that thumbnail photo?
That thumbnail photo was taken in May of 2010.
So it's only 11 years old.
11 years old, yes.
See, I can math sometimes.
Yep. I've aged. I've aged quite abruptly. There are some people who will delight in pointing out that I am only a few months older than Joe Rogan and various other people who are in vastly better physical shape.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan uses steroids, so I'm sorry.
Does he?
Hormone replacement therapy. It's hormone replacement therapy. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I think he kind of has to. I don't think I'm not like I'm not trying to be disparaging of the guy. I just think that there comes there's an age when the male body just doesn't produce as much testosterone.
That's true. And for me, that was about 6 months old, I think.
That's funny. 6 months old. Jeez. Oh, we have a vanilla farmer in the house. Hello, Brainy Beaver. How are you doing today? Lord Illuminous Poo, Joe Rogan is a steroid. I mean,
yes, I was trained very as a child to smile broadly for photographs. Daniel Cooper. That's why I looked happy in that photo. Somebody was taking a photograph of me. I have to say that Irish Demon's birthday celebration brought joy to my withered, desiccated old heart. It was,
that's good because we need a little more joy with all the goings on recently.
Yes.
2AHD Cat, it is good that you are listening. I look forward to seeing your build. If you guys haven't checked out 2AHD Cat's channel, check it out. He likes to build Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars and like customize it and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. Tony is a test lord. He's shredded like his degree under that hoodie.
Tanya Regine says, "Isn't it testosterone that causes male pattern baldness?" I mean, I think it's implicated in there somewhere, but I thought that the dominant thing was actually genetic predisposition.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that Joe Rogan is on steroids, and I don't know that you're not on steroids. I just,
That's true. Could explain my temper. Yes.
That's true. You seem to, and it's really quick too, which leads me to believe that you might be on some steroids. And it's okay. Look, I get it. The hormone therapy replacement for someone of advancing age.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's see. Anyone else expecting the picture on the shelf to start moving like the one in Harry Potter? That which picture? I'm not seeing it.
What's he doing? What's he talking about?
I'm not sure. Which picture, Rob Parks? That one? Or the one in PhD Tony's shelf? That one.
Okay.
Up there.
That is the cover of my box set of Law and Order. Thank you very much.
Dun dun.
Yes.
PhD Tony is Gandalf. Doesn't need steroids. He's a wizard. I do remember the Photoshop. And as soon as I figure out how to share photos in this format better, I'm going to start sharing those. Those are funny. Good evening, Bunny Killer. Good to see you. Let's check in with this guy. Let's see here. All right. Mr. Malore says you and he are the same age.
Well, then he has my congratulations. I guess. Yes, I look a hard. People have been telling me for ages now that when they first saw me in the community, they were worried that I was going to drop dead any day now.
Tony is steroids. Steroids want to do a cycle of Tony. And then cocaine does a line of Tony. See? See?
See, there you are. Right.
Don't let him lie. That's Star Trek.
That is not Star Trek. God damn it. Klingons are from Kling.
Huh, how you like this? Might not be able to go tonight. The girlfriend called. My goodness. Is there no one who is willing to stand the test and convictions? And we might just be having a chat with good old PhD Tony tonight. Because,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, yes. That's about as much as I think that young Earth creationists have to bring to the table was excuses as to why they can't turn up. But
Yep. So I sent Matt Powell a couple of emails to see if he would, put his money where his mouth is, and he hasn't yet.
Well, I kind of think that he'd be lucky if I'd agree to appear on screen with him. If I'm being honest, it's just he is just one of the most reprehensible individuals it's ever been my misfortune to run across.
I don't particularly appreciate his. When people say, I don't know if it can get any worse than Hovind, and I said, don't say stupid shit like that because it will, and there he is. He
absolutely does.
Yes. I do like the fact that Kent Hovind's recent court hearing, or his court ruling, I love that. That's great. They dismissed his bullshit court case with prejudice.
Yes, with prejudice, and well deserved. I can think of no more deserving individual.
Yeah, Sorry, I'm trying to convince this gentleman to come on. I did see this. Yeah, I did see the T-shirt. It's a good one.
That's very swish. Yes. I am in my Simon Dan hoodie.
Oh, look at you!
This week. So,
speaking of shirts, I'm just going to put this up here. Just going to press that really quick. I know it doesn't work on the video thing, and you'd have to type it all out. But if you go to the description box, you should find the links to the Teespring, and I don't know, maybe you'll find the Johnny Squatch sign or the Johnny Squatch shirt. Maybe some finger guns. You never know. Could be fun. Could be a good time. Just going to put that out there. What is going on? Subtle. What's Where am I? I don't know. Where is your shirt? I thought I sent you one. I sent you one. The power of the P is more powerful than the power of the PhD. I generally would agree. I would generally agree with that. Do finger guns require a CCP? Not in the state of Texas. Nothing requires a CCP anymore. So there you go. State of Texas, everything is good. Well,
So he's backing out. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, it looks like this is not going to happen tonight, which is really disappointing. I was looking forward to this one all day. This was the highlight, this, and then after this, I'm supposed to host or moderate the debate between Schrodinger and MC Toon. So Darth Dawkins will not come on my channel. He will not do it because he's afraid.
Well, He's got every reason to be.
He should be.
Yes.
Because he doesn't have any authority or power on this channel, so he can't mute people, he can't kick people, he can't ban people. He actually has to, stand by his convictions. DD is a sausage. Yeah. This is what I get for trying to stream at the same time as MC Toon. Look, MC Toon started streaming the same time I did. Okay, that's how this works. Johnny O's first, MC Toon is second. Just because he has more subscribers doesn't mean he's better than me. It just means people like him more. That's all. Darcy, your hot pocket is ready. That's so funny. Excuse me, I'm not backing out. I just have a dinner date I have to get to. I'll be back. Gone. Hello, Cheesemondo. Good to see you. Wait, no, that's Cheesemondo. There we are.
Yes.
Or his dog needs to go for a walk. That's absolutely true.
Cheesemondo's new series. Have you seen that?
The call-in show.
Yeah, the call-in show. That's really good.
I'm always at work when he does that.
Okay. Well, it's if you can manage it, it's a fabulous time.
So Rob Parks wants to hear your opening arguments.
Okay. Well, I was going to do a bit of a presentation. Is there a mechanism for sharing my screen in this, or is there?
Yes, not? You can share screen on your end, and that'll pop up. Oh, Lord Illuminous Poo for 5 says you cannot buy hot pockets. You buy cold pockets and are expected to add your own heat. Thank you very much. Well, why would you want to do that, though? Why would you want to pretend to be a young Earth creationist? I say that, but I did take JL Warren and PhD Tony. I got them both. Yeah,
you did. You did.
See JL Warren's Kyle Butts video, the comment section in Kyle Butts video for the transcript of that one. That was a lot of fun.
Everything's going everywhere. Okay. So my opening argument, can people see this? Because I can't see them anymore.
Let's see. I can't see your screen share.
Okay. What just happened? What did I do?
I ask myself that every single day.
Okay, yep. So if I share, hang on. So that didn't work at all. So I click on the share, then I click share screen. It throws up. Okay, and then window. Yeah. And that didn't work at all.
That's unusual.
Okay, well, let's try this again. Do not do that. Right, okay. It says, okay, sorry, I need to do something on my Mac in order to, so you keep entertaining the crowd and I'll.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
I will fix it.
All right, so I think some of you heard the story. No, you didn't. You didn't hear the story because it was a close call. But Irish Demon Stream. What was your stream the other day, Demon? And Demon, you have the link to this call if you want to hop on, because I don't think the other guy's going to show. So if you want to hop on and have some fun with this, you're more than welcome to. But Irish Demon was streaming the other day, and Heat Shield and I were thinking about ways that we could bust Irish Demon's balls, because just because he was starting to sound like, hey Angie, good to see you. He was starting to sound like there we go. He was starting to sound like Daniel Pratt a little bit. So I said, hey, it's either going to be Irish Pratt or Daniel Demon. And then Heat Shield piped in and said, it's got to be Daniel Demon, because his initials will be DD, double D, right? So we can also riff on the whole, DD, Demon here from Westchester County, that kind of fun thing. So we could, we lost PhD Tony. We lost him. He'll be back shortly, I'm sure. But yeah, so we did that. We trolled him there, and I created this account while in this live stream, and I went back into the live stream under this new account and started kind of just. And everybody knew who it was except JL Warren. JL Warren didn't know. Somehow he missed it. He missed the whole conversation, probably because he's packing up his house and moving at the time. I get it. So somebody decided to have a little bit of fun with him. PhD Tony is back.
So let's try this again.
All right, we'll see if Tony's got him to be continued on this story. PhD Tony hates literature. I so look forward to that.
It's
no, Commander Darklight, you did not miss it. I forgot to put it into the last one. Here we are. Boom. There we go.
Okay.
But it'll come out. It'll come out. I'll probably put it out this week on the Dingleberries, because again, I'm trying to include, like a positive feel good story. So there we go.
So my argument was going to be that, as I was explaining the other day, it's not so much knowledge that's important, but understanding. And young Earth creationism just doesn't give us understanding, whereas geochronology does. And so geochronology can actually be used to make predictions and to better understand things and to provide material and economic benefits. It can be used to get a job. Young Earth creationism can't, except for some very specific circumstances. So let's explore what I mean by this just a little bit. Obviously, we're looking at time. We understand time in terms of months, years, days, cycles that we can easily remember. But geochronology is about deeper time. And my opponent's argument obviously is that geochronology is unreliable, that it's erroneous, that it doesn't produce meaningful results. But that's not what we see. So here's on the left here is a series of results for ages of magmatic intrusions in Australia, and the different colors indicate different age ranges, as you can see around. Now, if this technique were just producing random noise, then we wouldn't be able to see any patterns. We wouldn't be able to see any spatial coherence. We wouldn't be able to see any systematic developments here, but we can see it. On the right is a list of a graph of 57 different marine sediment cores, and the oxygen isotope wiggles in each of them. And you can see across each of these sediment cores just how strongly the oxygen isotope signals are correlated. So these are clearly picking up the same signals at the same time. And if our geochronology were inaccurate, then there wouldn't be any coherence between these two events. We've got two events. We expect a random error to be hitting each event, and therefore they shouldn't come out with the same age, but they do. And this is central to how we progress. So if we've got a rock, for instance, and we want to work out how old it is, we'll probably use, if it's an appropriate style of rock, we'll use one of a variety of radiometric dating techniques. And even if we look at the ones on the left and just say, okay, that's uranium series, that's basically one technique. And the ones on the right, which are potassium argon series or argon series dating, that still leaves us with 7 independent isotopic, radiometric dating techniques. And so we can date the same sample with, some subset. And so we can use each of them to confirm the other. We can use each of them to demonstrate the accuracy. Now, if they were both in error, they should neither of them give meaningful results. They should certainly not agree. But when it happens that we can apply 2, 3, 4 different dating techniques to the same sample and get the same result. And radiometric dating is just one of a number of techniques that we've got available to us to determine when stuff occurred. I've listed a bunch of other techniques here, and each of those is just as sophisticated and just as complicated as radiometric dating. But what do I mean by we can understand how things happen using geochronology? So here's a schematic diagram of plate tectonic processes. So we've got a plate coming in from the right, the oceanic lithosphere, it hits the continental lithosphere, it begins to subduct. Now, as it subducts, it gets hotter, but it also gets wetter, and various magma, various molten material starts going up. Now, this molten material is preferentially enriched in various metals, because metals have lower melting points than silicaceous solids. So this magma is carrying minerals up towards the surface. So if we want to work out where the minerals are, we can, understanding this process is vital. And here's an example of, a side-on view of an orogeny from China that has copper, molybdenum, gold in it. And these are economically valuable samples. So anything that can help us work out where we can find this sort of stuff, because even though there are mountains there to start with, those mountains can erode away. So how can we work out where to drill for this? Well, if we have a sample, it will have what are called zircons in it. And here we've got it in the lower right-hand corner. We've got a zircon crystal that has undergone, it formed about 3.3 billion years ago, and then this outer layer accreted outside it. That tells us that there was molten material around, so it was somewhat warmer, but not warm enough to destroy the original crystal. So we can reconstruct the thermal and chemical history that these crystals are undergoing with enormous accuracy, and that allows us to determine where these mineral deposits are. And we get enormous understanding, and there is a literature that is dedicated to using geochemical and geochronological processes to better understand how to find minerals. There are professional associations associated with it. We see mining companies. This is a bit of propaganda put out by Rio Tinto. And in red there, you see that, one of the things that they're quite proud of is that they can do their own uranium-lead geochronology, because it helps them understand the processes of mineralization, where minerals form and where we can find them. And so they spend a lot of money doing this. So geochronology allows us to understand and reconstruct where resources are. So we can use our knowledge for something other than winning debates. It has practical application, and it allows us to better manipulate and understand the physical world around us. Now, the standard young Earth creationist position is, well, there are some circumstances where these techniques produce incorrect results, and that would be this little thing in the red. But that doesn't justify throwing out all the ones where it doesn't produce erroneous results. Just because sometimes something has happened to the sample or something has happened to the methodology doesn't mean that you get to throw it all out. That's not how logic works. It's not the case that just because something is true of one element of a set, it doesn't immediately hold for all elements of the set. So anyway, that was going to be my my opening statement.
And
perhaps
it was
not as
a
in.
good one.
So thank you. And now I should stop sharing my screen.
Yep.
How do I do that?
I think it's already done. You already did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not showing up on my end.
All right. No problem. So
yeah, there are real reasons why people should leave young Earth creationism in the fiction books.
Yeah, I mean, particularly if you're looking at, if you're in Texas where mineral exploration and mineral exploitation are major industries, your kid's going to be more employable if they understand geochronology. They're not going to be employable at all, based on a mastery of young Earth creationism, because it's got no predictive power.
Right. Yeah, Texas. We have a lot of oil here, and if we're thinking about young Earth creationism, it's not going to help you find the oil. However, glacial isostatic adjustment will. Except here, I'm going to go ahead and put this up because a lot of people are asking, so I'm just going to leave this up for now. There we go. And it's disappointing because, again, this was the highlight of my day. I was really looking forward to having this discussion with PhD Tony and Otangelo, but as some have pointed out, Darth Dawkins may not have approved of Otangelo coming out. Although I think Otangelo is his own person most of the time, so he should be able to tell Darthy boy that I'm gonna go play if I want to.
Nerd angle is correct. There are techniques for verifying the whether or not a sample has undergone alteration.
Mm-hmm.
So
a new one that I've seen, I don't know how new it is, but at least it's newer to me, was that Dr. Peel's BS about helium.
Yes.
Now you've already addressed this, right? That helium is a byproduct of
alpha decay.
Alpha decay,
yep.
yeah. Silliness. Risk of getting associated with Kent Hovind. Yes, I agree. The risk of getting associated with Kent Hovind and other young Earth creationists are reason enough to leave it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we can hang out for a little bit, or we can all go head over and bomb MC Toon's debate. It's up to you guys.
I'm going to leave it to the chat. It can't be that edifying to hear me debate somebody who isn't here. So
yeah, it's a one-sided debate right now. So when is the debate going to happen? I'm pretty sure. So the replacement, he said he'd come in tomorrow, but unfortunately I've got the Week in Horror podcast tomorrow. So it's possible we can reschedule with the replacement. I don't know about Otangelo. He left it very I don't know. It was kind of weird the way he left it. And then he got mad because Jail Warren said something somewhere else and, asked me if I were spreading rumors that Otangelo running away from a debate. And I never said those words. I never even implied those words. I looked for a replacement, said, hey, I need somebody who can pinch hit for Otangelo, stuff like that. But, Dr. Lord Stinky Butt the Butler says, let's hear Tony babble on.
So there is a question about my bookshelves. Directly behind me from the camera's perspective, that's history, mostly medieval, some classical history. Over there is my my DVD and Blu-ray collection, or at least part of it. So down the bottom, I've got books as well. So
Yeah.
not all.
So we got a lot of people that are saying, let's go back to Tune, or let's do Tune. We just came from Tune. I mean, that's fine. Let's do Tune. I'll be there, I think 10 o'clock here in just a little bit, doing the Schrodinger's Cat, or I'll be moderating the Schrodinger's Cat MC Tune debate about what a group of Karens is called. In this corner, the man with the data, PhD Tony, and representing the... It's actually 100% correct.
I, in fact, do have... Clive Wells is correct. I have... seven? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 Tolkien books.
I thought you didn't like Tolkien.
I don't. Three of them are actually his academic work. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, his analysis of Sigurd Saga, and his analysis of Beowulf and Finnsburg.
So I have 2 really good questions. So what is your preference, sci-fi or fantasy?
My preference is fantasy. I prefer fantasy stories, but I like a lot of sci-fi as well. Certainly when I'm playing video games, I tend to play more fantasy video games than I play science fiction video games, but yeah.
So Alan H says, now, is the young Earth creationist a real person due to the fact that he has no PhD?
Well, that would have been another of my points, is that my opponent is not a real person. Or he's certainly not somebody that anyone should listen to when they opine on the age of the Earth. Whatever he says, and indeed whatever I say, is meaningless unless it's backed up in the peer-reviewed literature. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's something that we lose sight of a lot, is, we have people going head-to-head, making points, making great counterpoints, but really the arbiter of whether or not an assertion is valid or whether or not evidence can be interpreted that way is how it is interpreted in the literature. Now, there are cases where the literature is undecided at present on how to interpret this material. But in general, it's well established how this works. It's well established what the reality is. And this guy, whoever my opponent is never going to be able to point to a peer-reviewed article from a high-impact journal that says that the Earth is only 6,000 years old. They can prattle about the rate team and the nonsense that they've been producing, but if it had any validity to it whatsoever, it'd be in peer-reviewed literature, and it isn't. Therefore, it's gibberish.
See, cut to the chase. By history, at PhD Tony means his Lord of the Ring and Star Trek collection. He's got false sleeves on all the books.
I do not. Yes, it's. I have not read any Michael Moorcock. My favorite, my 2 favorite authors are a science fiction writer, unfortunately dead now, a science fiction and fantasy writer called Jack Vance, and a more recent one by the name of Neil Gaiman. I think that he's extraordinarily talented. But yeah, they're my 2 favorite authors. I'm also quite fond of Elizabeth Moon's writing, if I'm going to go there. Terry Pratchett, of course, who I think is very clever.
No, Cat. Otangelo is not coming. He backed out before this one even started. We had somebody to replace, but he was called away as well. So no debate tonight, at least on this channel. We'll be heading over to Schrodinger's Cat's channel to do the Karen debate. What is a group of Karens called? That'll be here in about 40 minutes or so. That should be some fun. Lots of fun there.
And no, I haven't heard about Sabercat's book that he's writing.
She.
I'm sorry, Sabercat's a she?
Yeah, it's my daughter. That's my oldest daughter.
Oh, well, in which case I do know about that book. I would be happy to. Sorry, Sabercat, my apologies. I don't know how I could have been that stupid. Yes, I would be delighted to voice act for you, though my talents as a voice actor aren't anywhere near as great as your dad's or JL's or Irish Demons, I'm sure.
It'll work, though. You'll have that voice of reason.
Well, sometimes, provided I don't lose my temper. That's which is, shouldn't be a risk if I'm reading.
Yeah. Hey, Sabercat, I can't take your call right now. I'm kind of in the middle of a live stream, but I'll call you back, I promise.
So yeah, I can't help but feel like Otangelo, pumped the brakes and reversed as soon as he had an inkling of what was in store for him.
That's possible. I mean, I didn't hide who he was supposed to be debating. At least I don't think I did. I mean, I did. If I did, it wasn't intentional. Absolutely, I mean, I'd let him know, hey, this is what's going to happen. So he should have known. Regrettably, Waldo's body has been found. His funeral will be held in an unknown location as per his wishes. That's for 5 from Lord Illuminous Pooh. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Where's Waldo's casket? There you go. Yeah, I feel like he bit off a little more than he could chew, and then realized that he was, yeah. Not saying he ran away. I think, but he may have had buyer's remorse. So,
well, I will say that he ran away, and he did so in a particularly pusillanimous fashion. And he can look that up because he almost certainly doesn't understand it. But anyway,
I'm not looking that word up at all. But how do you spell it?
P-U-S-I.
P-U-S-I-S-I-L.
And you should be right.
There's a lot of them there. Yep. That's what I thought you meant. And I'm an English major, but I don't know all the words.
I don't know. I don't know all of them.
I don't know all the words. Let's see here. Oh, a madman. This is absolutely true. No one ever taught Professor Dave's destruction of Kent Hovind. Absolutely not. Kent Hovind just couldn't deal with that. Just not equipped. Anyway, everybody go head over to MC Tune if he's still going. If not, check out Schrodinger's Cat here in about 30 minutes. We're gonna get out of here. Hopefully next time we have a debate, we'll actually have a debate. We'll see what happens. Tony, it is always awesome to hang out with you. I don't care what that. Yes. I don't care what Clive Wells says. You're amazing.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Skooma Cat. Hello. You're right in time to hear us say goodbye. Anyway, I appreciate all the super chats, all the likes, all the subscribes and shares and all that fun stuff. You guys are awesome. Many thanks. We will see you guys on the flip over at Weekend Horror tomorrow. Weekend Horror, 7 p.m. Central. Weekend Horror is going to be fun. We'll see what happens. Bye-bye, Cornhole and Gandalf.
Okay. All right.
That's
all right.
All right, everybody. Cheers.